What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Episode 16 is live. We are doing it a day early, so some of the stuff will be a little different. But Christian Aaron, how are we doing on this fine Monday?
Great. It's good day.
Good day?
So far.
Good vibes, good day. Love to hear it.
Yep.
We've
seen the Vikes win.
Vikes victory against the Bears, currently happening live.
Yeah.
And we'll keep you posted.
So if you hear a couple
moans and groans.
or just yep.
Holy moly. And that, folks, is incomplete. All right, anyways.
Just excited.
Yeah, excitement
yelps.
Or disappointment.
Excited yelps.
There we go. That. As we saw in the first play, deep ball. Bingo bongo.
But we're here. Episode 16.
Yeah.
Good week for you.
Good week. We have a puppy now.
Yeah.
A lot of people know. We have a little dog.
What kind is it?
It's a pit bull terrier mix.
Okay.
So it was a rescue. I mean, I'll say this. I've been one of those people, everyone knows, I've been like, I can't get a dog till we get a fence. Can't get a dog till we get a fence. I freaking love the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in love with the thing. I literally love this thing.
But that's honestly not a surprise.
Not a surprise. And it's a cute little girl. I mean, she's still getting potty trained, obviously, so there's a lot more things. But I also will say at the same time, she's great. And Alyssa, of course, we get her on Saturday, and Alyssa leaves to North Dakota on Tuesday. So I'm home with the dog.
Classic.
Yeah, there it is.
How's the taking it out on a leash every time?
It's not bad. She actually, she sleeps kind of well. We put her to bed at 9 or 10. We wake up at 2, take her out, and then I wake up at 7 for work, and I take her out. And she goes pee every time.
What about poop?
It's crazy. This is what I'm saying. She doesn't necessarily poop on those. Granted, she gets cold very quickly. Okay. So she doesn't want to be outside very long.
You haven't gotten her a coat yet?
No, we have her a coat. But I'm saying she just still hates the wind, and our house is very windy, so we don't have any protection.
No fence.
Well, the fence doesn't really do a whole lot. We have no trees or anything. But also at the same time, she goes out or she'll eat breakfast at 7 o'clock and she'll poop instantly. 7:02, she'll poop.
Are you sure you're not giving her coffee?
I don't know what we're giving her. Wow. It's the food that they recommended. It's literally instantaneous, and then she drinks water. 5 seconds later, she has to go pee.
Interesting.
So it's we've gotten to a point, this is a long story, but we've gotten to a point where it's she can only drink water for so long. Then we have to put the water up because she just drinks water.
No, my grandpa's dog is like that too.
Yeah, dude. All pit bulls, I mean, when we watch our friend Stephen Carley's dog, the 2 pit bulls, they eat breakfast and they're literally pooping in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And so it's just hard. I mean, she's getting used to obviously going outside. She's great though.
Do you let her sleep on the bed?
Nope, can't. We're kennel training her for the first few weeks, and then she doesn't mind. She goes right to her kennel, and she's great.
And then you'll get soft.
Oh no, we already know she's coming up in the bed eventually. You just have to potty train. I'm not peeing on her sheets. That's weird.
What's the max weight?
I think she'll get to be about 40 to 50 pounds.
Okay, that's good.
So it's a decent size, but it's not
not huge.
No, it could fit on my lap.
All right,
she'll get pretty big.
I could handle that.
Yeah. She's teething, so she's biting everything, which is also kind of frustrating.
Does it hurt?
Her teeth are kind of sharp, but you just have to shove her toy, and then she'll bite her toy. Oh. But she thinks your fingers are toys, obviously.
Well, yeah.
Yep. So that's about me.
All right, let's jump in.
Bang. So Minnesota Vikings, Minnesota Minute. Minnesota Vikings playing currently. We'll keep you updated. Gopher football lost a tough one to Wisconsin. Gave the axe back. Finished the season 5-7.
Yes.
Timberwolves rolling 12-4. You're going to the game Tuesday live. Mm-hmm. They play the Thunder. Then they also play the Jazz and the Hornets coming up. Minnesota Wild, unfortunately, just can't stop losing. 7-game losing streak. Also, not fun fact, they just fired their coach. Not fun at all. Yeah. But we were talking about this before, and I actually put in here, I was like, the coach has to go. This was this was prep.
It was literally leading up to the episode.
Yeah.
And then on the bottom line of the TV, it literally says Wild fired the head coach.
Yep. Bang. They play St. Louis, Nashville, and Chicago coming up. Gopher basketball lost to San Francisco. They play New Orleans on Thursday, and then Ohio State to kick it off.
The Big Ten schedule?
I think that kicks off the Big Ten.
Okay.
They play a few games against the Big Ten, but then they also play a non-conference, so I think it kicks it off.
Yeah, I'm going to start the roundtable, but look at their schedule, and we talked about it before.
See how many wins?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that we have the non-conference out of the way?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh shit, that's not.
I mean, you can kind of look at the end of the non-conference, but now obviously we know a little bit more, so
I'll look at their schedule.
Figure it out. Yeah.
Go for it.
All right. I'm going to start NCAA basketball roundtable. this isn't like a moment of the week or like the best thing I saw, but it is one of the most outrageous things that I've seen in college basketball, honestly, since I've been watching it.
Okay.
So last week in North Carolina's games, one of their honestly main players, his name's Cormac Ryan. He was shooting a free throw, and he was intentionally trying to miss it.
Okay. So the game was it was the end of the game?
It was towards the end of the game, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever seen this happen. He missed the free throw. He took a step with his left foot, sprained his ankle. Okay?
Wait, what?
Yep.
Okay.
Literally missed it. His first step was with his left foot.
Sprained
his ankle. Yep. Literally, kind of hops up and then steps with his right foot to try and balance.
Okay.
Sprains his right ankle.
Wait. So he sprained both ankles on the same play?
He sprained both of his ankles on an intentional free throw miss.
Man, it's not good.
It's the first time I've ever seen that happen.
He obviously didn't. Did he not play the rest of the game?
He didn't play. I don't know about the rest of the game, but he didn't play the next day.
Okay.
In their game the next day.
Oh damn! So they had okay.
So,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And he's one of their better players, you said.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was the first time I've ever seen that happen. I felt bad for him. It was like, how does that happen? You literally sprained both feet. And I saw this, and part of me was expecting him to show up the next day in like 2 boots. Like, how do you walk if you sprain both of your ankles? Like, you want to keep the pressure off your feet.
Right. You gotta stay off your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was wearing tennis shoes. Obviously, the slides would be like the worst case scenario.
Oh, yeah. They probably were like, you have to wear it.
Yeah, you have to wear shoes. But I mean, just outrageous.
I want to talk about something not necessarily on that, but it's college basketball related, kind of.
Okay.
Is, why are all of a sudden we throwing punches like it's normal? There's been like 4 games where people just punch people.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean, is that not like out of the? I mean, what are we doing? Like in all sports, like your first reaction is to punch.
Yeah, not good.
I mean, we've talked about NFL where it's just crazy because it's like, dude, you're punching someone's helmet. That's stupid.
Right.
But like even basketball, you're literally open fisting just punching that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And so I mean, obviously that's not good, and we don't
dumb.
support it. But then the other issue is literally the entire bench comes onto the court and then they get ejected.
Yeah.
And so then it's 5-on-5 and it's literally
the same.
Literally 5-on-5.
Yeah.
For the rest of the game.
100%.
That's what happened to Gulf last year. You remember
that? There was 5-on-4.
Well,
they lost.
It started 5-on-5 and then it went down to 5-on-3.
And we lost. Didn't we lose that game? That was with Patino.
We played against that. Maybe it wasn't last year. Maybe it was a couple years ago.
I think it was 3 or 4 years ago.
But we were playing Alabama, so I don't think we did. Yeah, I don't think it was last year.
No, I think it was a few years ago. Because it was with Patino.
Yeah, because we were actually decent.
Yeah, but
okay. Wait, do you got Minnesota pulled up?
Oh, yeah. So here's the thing about what's crazy about it is we play Ohio State, Nebraska, but then we play 4 non-conference games against randoms.
Okay, so I remember I had 9 before the
9 wins.
9 wins before the
right
season
now we're
started.
4-2.
That's 5 right there, by the way.
Yeah. So you have still want to keep it at 9?
Honestly, I was talking to our friend Andrew, and as he was starting to name off the non-conference teams that we still have to play, I was like, oh boy, these teams are not good.
No.
We should hit.
No, we actually should hit 9.
We should hit double digits.
By the time we play Michigan January 4th. Because New Orleans, that should be a win. Gulf Coast, win. IUPUI, win. Ball State, win. Maine. So the rest of our non-conference, we should win. That's 5 more games.
Maybe not FGCU for the Gulf Coast.
I just don't know, man. I think... Yeah, I guess. Maybe not them, but that's still 8 wins, and then you're never going to win a Big Ten game?
No, I mean, you have to.
Yeah, so...
You have to win a...
So do you think your number is going to be higher, obviously?
I think I'm going to be under... I think I undershot it.
So you think closer to 13,
I don't know
14?
if I realized how bad their non-conference schedule was.
Yeah.
We are playing awful teams.
Sisters of the Poor. It's fine, though. That's fine.
That's why they don't get any fans. Like
I know,
literally, I've seen videos and pictures, and I know we're sticking with the Gophers, but we can say it's college basketball. I've seen pictures and videos of the state
stadium.
Williams Arena,
the arena,
as the games are happening, and like I mean, when we're playing these random teams, nobody wants to go, especially if it's like
a Monday or Tuesday,
Monday or Tuesday, or a Saturday, or a Sunday, or a Friday. Like we are picking the most random times and random days when we have the home games, and we're obviously all of them are home games because we're playing the terrible teams that like
we pay to come.
We wouldn't. I don't know if we're paying them, but because I don't think we should be paying anybody, to be quite honest with you, because we're so bad. It's basically a even matchup. Mm-hmm. But like, we're not going to friggin' Bethune-Cookman or who was it? Arkansas Pine Bluff. Like,
I mean, the only one
they're coming to us.
Yeah, it wasn't San Francisco came to us too, didn't they?
No,
we went to them. So that was the
we
only
played.
one.
No, it was a neutral site. We played where the Warriors play, Chase Center.
We still got. I mean, that's still more their neck of the woods.
Yeah, it's in San Francisco.
Also, fun fact for you: there's not one game. There is one game on here at number 1 Purdue that it says the tickets are not as low. There's tickets for less than $50 to go to a game, Timberwolves game, or Minnesota Gopher game. It's $71. Strike it as low as 71. There's not another game $50 or less.
No, more than 50.
More than 50. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's not surprising though. Okay, so what do you got? How many wins? What's your number?
I would say my over under. I would say 13.
Really? Mm-hmm. I would take under that. I think it'll be double digits. I think I was undershooting them a little bit.
Should be like 10 to 12.
Yeah, 10 to 12.
Yeah,
I think is realistic.
Okay.
Because honestly, like, yes, they're probably better than a year or two ago, but I still think they'll probably drop one of the non-conference ones that is like, what the heck happened? Like, you guys should win that game. And then they'll probably win 1 to 2, or well, probably honestly 2 to 3 Big Ten games.
Yeah, we're really bad.
Somehow. Like 2 to 3
you're gonna
home game, whatever. Yeah, but all right. Anyways, pick a
NFL. Yeah. There was another scoregami. We love to see it. 1,081st different score. Browns Broncos. Broncos won 29-12. I also want to talk about NFL. Breaking news: Frank Reich got fired from the Panthers.
Yep.
We know the Panthers gave up a lot for.
And there was another firing.
Jack Del Rio, Washington.
Defensive coordinator.
So my question becomes, and this is kind of weird, like, what did you expect from the Panthers? Like, the rookie quarterback, your team's dog water. You just paid Miles Sanders, who's ass, a ton of money. He doesn't even play that much for
Adam Thielen also got a bag.
Adam Thielen got a bag, who, no offense to Adam Thielen, I think he's great. He's not a number 1 bag guy. He's not. You're telling me he's comparable to a number 1 on any other team? No.
It's not ideal.
No, and I think Adam Thielen's great, and like he's a good number 2, but he's not the main guy.
Right.
So then my question becomes on the Jack Del Rio side, if we're talking Washington, you gave away your whole defense. Mm-hmm. You knew you were rebuilding.
Exactly.
How can you get rid of the coach when you knew you were rebuilding?
Yeah, you literally traded all your good players away.
Yeah. It's wild to me.
Yeah, these coaches are literally becoming the scapegoats for poor performance by the team as a whole, or just like random executive decisions on who they're getting rid of and who they're keeping in terms of players.
Right.
Well, like, it doesn't make any sense.
And if you go to the Panthers,
it does, but
the thing is, with the Panthers, it's also like, okay, I know you wanted to start over, I know you wanted to do whatever, but also at the same time, like, you guys are trying to tell me right now that like someone's going to come in and fix that in 1 year? No, dude, you're going to need 3 or 4 years to develop that.
Yeah, the bad part about the Carolina job is
it's not amusing to anybody.
Well, no. And, I mean, I will say, living in Charlotte wouldn't be the worst thing.
Yeah, but
however,
losing every game?
Losing every game, not fun. And you have to give a rookie quarterback time to develop. Like, there's a reason why you're drafting a guy at the number 1 spot. It's because your team sucks.
Right.
So the expectations have to be, okay, we're going to give it some time here. And We're going to let them develop. We're going to build our team around them. And then we know it's going to take 3, 4, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
But if your expectation is you're going to bring in a coach, you're going to bring in a quarterback, and then they're just going to be decent. Like, here's a question. So they have 1 win right now.
Mm.
What win total do you think that they would have to be at for Frank Reich to still be the coach? Like, is there a win total that they would have to be at right now? Like 3, 4,
maybe,
3 and 7?
Maybe
instead
3.
So they played 11 games. So what is it? 3? They would be 3 and 8, 4 and 7. Like, what's the number that they would have to get to, or they would have to be at right now, where he would still be the coach?
I think
Or is it
potentially
not
3, but I
related?
think the hard part about it, what I think they're realizing is like the games they're playing, they just don't look good, and I don't know if necessarily. I think Frank Reich is a good coach, maybe, but I don't think like for a locker room of young guys, you need to bring somebody that has a little bit of spark. We talked about this off air. You're down by 1 score. It's a 4th down and 6, and you throw a screen behind the line for the last play of the game. That's a terrible play call. Against the Bears on Thursday night, one of the worst Thursday night games, you look awful.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Bryce Young is the answer, and he potentially could. He's going to be a good quarterback. But like, sometimes his play calling is just like, and the hard part is the coaches are the ones that get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
So
Somebody
I think,
has to be.
but here's the thing. I mean, the hard part about them is they don't have their first round pick.
Right.
So it's like, even for building for the future. So next year it's going to be the same story.
Exactly.
So that's all I got.
Yeah, that's really bad. All right. NBA in-season point differentials. It's becoming more of a spotlighted topic. Jason Tatum talked about it. As we get closer to the end of the in-season tournament group play.
Mm-hmm.
Some teams, I also think it's wild. The Lakers had played all 4 of their in-season tournament games before the Wolves played their 3rd. So that doesn't make any. There's specific Tuesdays and specific Fridays. So it just happened that the Lakers played all 4 of their games before the Wolves played their 3rd game.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's becoming more of a topic of conversation where the point differentials are actually a thing, because as you get closer to this last game, and
because there's one more game, right?
There's one more game, and this is on Tuesday, so it will have already happened. But it's becoming more of a topic because teams, as it's gone on, are focusing more on the point differential. At the beginning, I was in the first Wolves game. They didn't score at the end of the game. They dribbled the clock out, which could come back to bite them. But the teams are more so scoring at the end, like continuing to play, trying to have fast possessions to score more points at the end of games, even though they're up by 8-10 points and the game is not in question anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of striking a chord with some people because, if you're winning by 8 points with 30 seconds left, there's no question that you're going to win the game.
Right.
So I think it'll be interesting to see, one, how it kind of matriculates as time goes on, but 2, next year, I think there was still an aspect of that's the first time that it's happening. People don't really know, but as it's gotten to the 3rd and the 4th games, it definitely seems like almost all the teams are no, we got to score as many points as we can. Even just the last game when the Wolves played the Kings, literally the Kings scored a layup with 1 second left when they were already up 6.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's as teams have figured it out, they're trying to score as much as they can. Next year, when it's not the first in-season tournament that's happening, our teams for all 4 of their games playing all the way till the end of the game. It's possible.
Yes. I think here's the thing, and this is what I'll say about it. I think this year, it being so new, people, like you said at the beginning, really didn't know what to expect,
which
is kind of crazy to think.
It's so dumb because it's very easy to just look it up.
Oh, 100%. Well, they're the NBA, though.
But
it's the NBA.
anyways.
But I think what is even crazier is I think it's still one of those things, and it's okay, so you're down by 10. There's a minute 10 left or whatever. I'm running up the score. I don't care. This is the NBA. You don't get beat by 30.
Right.
I don't care. Sure, I get to an extent where people are like, oh, do the integrity, whatever. Don't lose by 30.
Yeah.
If you don't want to see Zion Williamson go between the legs and dunk on you with 10 seconds left, don't lose by 30. Right. And I know everyone's like, oh, just run out the clock. No, this is great. Play till the end of the game. Yep. And the thing is, like, I think next year, if it continues to happen, it'll be more of like a focal point, like, hey, we got to keep going. Mm-hmm. Like, we got to score. Yeah. I think people are so, A, being new, and B, the fact of teams are just not used to doing that. Because like you said, most teams are like, hey, we're up by 10, there's 40 seconds. Let's just run it out. Yeah. We'll even get a shot clock violation. We don't care.
Yeah.
But now it being a fact where it's like, hey, this matters. Now teams are going to start doing it. I don't think once the regular season happens, I think people will go right back to it. But this is NBA, dude. You get paid a lot of money. Go out and show what you can do. Who cares?
Score more points.
Yeah, it's good for the overs.
That's right.
So
there you have it. All right. I think that's good for roundtable.
Roundtable, there it is.
Yeah.
Beer, seltzer. Well, seltzer.
Yeah, let's go into seltzers.
Have you gotten any? Did you redo the test?
Any flack?
Yeah, any flack?
No, I haven't redone the test. I will say, I was thinking about it because I was still disappointed in my performance. I think there's an aspect of drinking through the straws that kind of like changes how you taste it.
Oh, no, 100%. And like I said, I think there's also an aspect of it where you don't clean your palate. So every beer tasted kind of similar.
Yeah.
Then on top of it, you kind of have that, like you said, where you get the straw. So there's a little bit, not plastic, but like there's something. Like when you drink out of a straw, it's different than just drinking out of a can.
Right, exactly.
So.
Yeah. So, I mean, if anybody wants to give me flack, it's definitely warranted. But just know that sometime in the future, if you do, I will be testing your taste and we'll see how you do.
Yeah. When I think of it, like you said, I think the hardest part, or the only last thing I'm going to say is you were just so confident.
I was very confident.
Oh, 5 for 5 was the bar. Like 4.5 was the bar.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I almost wanted to,
I know,
and we don't cheat here, but I almost wanted to be like, once you started saying them all wrong, I would be like, just try them all 5 again. Because you just got all 5.
Just start literally,
whatever we just did, start over. But this week, we have Michelob Ultra.
Oh, so this is going to be your favorite thing ever.
This, hopefully. These are low cals. Everyone knows that. Everyone loves a Mich Ultra.
And it's these got to be the athlete seltzers.
These are the athlete seltzers, 6 times filtered, highest quality, gluten-free, 2 carbs, 0 added sugar. So the first kind is citrus, yellow can. These are just the cleanest cans too. They don't have anything on them. And then the second one is black cherry. Unfortunately, sorry, we had to do it at some point. I know you hate black cherry.
Do you know what the other ones are?
Mixed berry and something. Okay. They're the most basic. They're the most basic seltzer kinds.
Okay.
But
I feel like that's what you get.
Low carb, low cal.
Yeah,
see how it is.
Yeah. Put that sucker down so you can get to pouring. I feel like when you get
a little bit of color.
Oh yeah, just a little bit. A little dark red color.
Light red, yeah.
I feel like when you get like a more mainstream brand, you're gonna have more generic flavors.
Like you're saying, like Truly's and
yeah. Like I mean, when you get like the Bud Light seltzers, when you get like the we've done Corona.
I think we've done one Corona, but yeah, we haven't done the pack yet.
We've done just like more of the mainstream ones, the ones that are tied to the beer brands.
Yeah.
Those are going to be more generic flavors versus something crazy like strawberry kiwi or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I also think, when you look at them with like the beer brands, I think they're more so obviously built for the beer. So it's like now they're more so like, hey, we got the beer, so the seltzers are just basic as an add-on.
Yeah,
they're not trying to go like
their business.
Like you look at like Truly, who do literally only seltzers, no beer. You're kind of like, oh, they have to mix it up or else they're just basic. Yeah. It's kind of like having a beer company or having Truly do beer. They're only going to have like a light beer and a dark beer. They're not going to go fancy on the beer.
Right.
So, all right,
Which one are we doing?
We'll
first?
do the black cherry.
Okay.
Good color.
Which one was the black cherry that I was like, oh, that's actually like pretty freaking good? There was
Ooh,
one.
it smells good.
There was one.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't. I don't think we've done any Mich Ultras.
No. It does smell. It smells like it should have a lot of flavor.
There's nothing to it. No carbonation. No nothing. Literally no carbonation.
No, there's no flavor.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
There's literally no flavor at all.
Come on. There's a hint of cherry. A hint.
It's like I drink it and my tongue is just like waiting for something to happen to it, and it just like nothing ever happens.
And I will say this, and I don't know. It literally tastes like, that's probably why it's so low calorie and low carb, because there's literally nothing to it and nothing added.
Literally nothing.
No. Kind of disappointing, but also at the same time,
so
kind of very easy to drink.
What are the stats on that thing?
90 cals,
Okay.
2 carb, 0 added sugar, 0 protein. So,
Wow.
not your best post-workout.
There's literally nothing to it.
Oh. Yeah, no, there's nothing.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things like, I mean, I don't know. I think Mich Ultras have decent flavor, like they taste like a decent light beer, but these are literally on the opposite end of the spectrum where they just don't taste like
I
anything.
keep drinking it expecting there to be something that
Kind of easy to drink though, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's nothing to it, so why would it be hard to drink?
Yeah, that's a great call.
That's an interesting concept there. This is going to be tough to score because what are we doing here?
If you close your eyes, I think you could tell that it was cherry.
I think so because I can smell it before I taste it.
Okay. The smell is actually decent.
The smell is good.
Mm-hmm.
It smells like black cherry, how it should smell.
Yeah.
Taste?
Not there.
Just not there. Not there.
Yeah.
What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it a 5.5. So that was my basic. I wanted to say 5.0, but I think it's a little low because it's easier to drink. I'll give it a 5.5. Nothing more to it. Just super easy to drink. Almost tastes like water that you put like a little squeeze in, but you don't do enough of the squeeze, so it's like
the
Mios.
Yeah.
But you don't do the full squeeze, so you're like, that was worthless.
There's a half squeeze.
Yep.
Interesting.
Half squeeze.
I'm gonna give it a 3.7.
3.7. Nothing to it.
Nothing to it.
Didn't like it.
I mean, I don't. It's hard to say. It's hard to say I didn't like it because it's just like I don't know. It's fine. There's just nothing to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Makes it hard.
There you go.
But all right, now we're on to
Oh yeah. What is this one?
citrus.
Citrus. If I had to compare before I tasted both of them, this one would be higher on the
What's
expectation level.
Yeah.
Okay.
There actually is some flavor.
Okay.
If we're talking, we're talking.
Now we might be whispering a little bit.
Yeah. If the last one on a scale of 1 to 10 flavor was like a 1.5, this is probably up there to about a 3.5 to 4.
Yeah.
Decent. And there's no carbonation. Easy to drink.
The smell is way less.
It's actually like reversed. Smell less than the black cherry. The black cherry
Like,
smells more,
smell
but
that thing. There's literally
it tastes the flavor is better.
nothing.
Yeah, there isn't much.
But then you taste it and you can definitely taste the citrus.
Yeah. Swish it around a little bit and get a little bit more. Just a fun fact for you.
If you're a swisher.
Swisher sweets. Wait, what? If you're a swisher? What does that mean?
If you like to swish things
Oh,
around
okay.
your mouth.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'll give this one 6.3. Significantly better than the last one,
Okay.
but also at the same time, I just want more. Like, there needs to be more pop. But also,
6.3, not a bad score.
when you're not a bad score at all. When you're getting something that is usually lower calorie or usually on the quote unquote healthier side, it usually doesn't taste as good. Let's be honest.
What's giving it on the healthier side? Is it the low cals?
Yeah, the low cals, the 2 carbs, the Mich Ultra is known for like that quote unquote athlete beer.
Oh yeah.
Like all their stuff is like, oh, these people just did a hard.
No wonder you've been drinking it since day one.
Oh, of course. But I I also think it is crazy, the commercials where it's like, oh, we just did a hard CrossFit workout. Let's go get a beer. Like, that sounds horrible.
That's not.
I've never had it once where I've been like, hey, let's go work out. And literally right after we work out, let's just right away go
We
get
need
a
a
beer.
beer.
Yeah, I need a beer. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
But flavors there. Citrus, not bad.
Yeah. I think it's much better than the black cherry. I'm going to give it a 5.2.
That is significantly better.
So big step up. And
wow.
I mean, it's always nice when you can taste the flavor that it's supposed to be rather than smelling it but not getting anything on the taste. So
yeah, no, the taste is the most important. I think the smell is kind of like quote unquote the first step.
It's a little
taste
cherry
is
on
what
top.
you need. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so 5.5.
5.5 and 6.3.
3.7 for me on the black cherry. 6.3, 5.2 on the citrus.
Yeah. All right.
There
We're
we go.
improving.
There you have it.
Bang. And that's what they call
A review.
There it is.
Alrighty, folks.
Let's chat.
You want to do college football first?
We can do college football.
All right.
Coming down to it, rivalry week last week. I don't know who I told this to, but I think it is crazy. And all the rivalry games for the most part were like pretty close.
Yep.
Like Washington State. Okay, that was decently close. You had who else was it that came down to the wire? Alabama game was crazy.
Mm-hmm. That was an awesome game.
That was a game of the year almost. That has to be up there. I mean, I know Auburn wasn't necessarily playing for as much, but like still close.
I mean, the end of the game was a game of the year type feel.
Yeah, Iowa-Nebraska was a great game to keep Iowa's hopes.
You would say that's a great game? It was a close game. I don't know.
No. It was a close game and it was a great ending. It was not fun to watch. If you watched the last 2 minutes, you got the gist of it.
Yes.
I would literally keep going.
Yeah, I don't know if you can say
the
it was
under
a great game.
The unders.
Take it back.
Okay, I'll take it back.
Thank you.
Okay. The under keeps getting lower and lower for Iowa games, and it keeps hitting lower and lower.
It's like the lowest over-under of all time.
No, it keeps, and then it beats it.
And then the next week it's lower. And then the next week it's lower.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's horrible. It's horrible. And
it keeps hitting under.
Yeah. Washington State, like I said, was good. Florida State game was really good. The boys from Kentucky showed up in the last game, beat Louisville.
So what do they have? 5 losses now?
7-5.
Okay.
They went downhill. Even the Georgia game was actually decently close for a while. They only won by 8.
Remember when you said that there was no way that they had more than 3 losses?
Yeah, and I also am going to shout out my boy Josh Succi, who was on my back with that. He said the same thing. Then they faltered.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately we took it together. But also, and I'll say this, probably one of the better games also, Michigan-Ohio State.
Yeah, that was
this game should be played.
One of the elite games.
I know it's always played at one of the places, and it's a crazy atmosphere. But it begs the question. So Michigan, Jim Harbaugh serves his suspension.
Yep.
They won all the games that he served his suspension under. Against Penn State, their hardest games were actually when he was not the coach.
Correct.
So my question begs, is a head coach really that important?
Yeah.
Well, for what?
Well, I think the difference is he was able to coach during the week. So as long as you have somebody who you feel confident in and is basically like a reflection of the head coach.
Yeah.
During the game, there's only a handful of times when they're going to have to make a decision in the moment.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. So during the game, I mean, obviously the prep leading up is a different story. Like he could still coach, like you said, but during the game, does the head coach actually play a huge part?
I also think that football is definitely a different situation than like basketball.
Because you have so many coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like there's so many coaches and every coach is in charge of a different position group in addition to the offensive coordinator, the head coach. And so it's very segmented out where you have so many coaches that are making sure that their group is doing what they're supposed to, ready to go on any given drive or like game. Yeah. And so for football, I think it's less important than like a basketball or hockey or anything like that.
I agree. 100%.
So, I mean, I'm sure that they're happy to have him back for the playoffs and the Big Ten championship.
Yeah. I mean,
But it was a great game. I mean,
it was a good game. It was fun to watch. It was back and forth. I mean, Michigan's very good.
They are
very
good. Yep. But
I will say this, watching that game, there was one play that Michigan scored a touchdown on. I think it was a third down. And the receiver literally, he caught it. The Ohio State guy also had possession, and then it kind of bobbled a little bit. And then the Michigan guy, they both kind of fought with it to the ground, and the Ohio State guy came out with it, and they still call it touchdown. My question is, that should not be a touchdown. And you even reviewed it, and you were like, oh, the call stands. How can the call just stand? You have to have, be affirmative and be like, that's for sure a catch.
I didn't see that one.
I know, it's hard. It's like, dude, what the heck? I mean, I get it where that's part of the rules where it's like, hey, the call stands, which basically means we couldn't have enough evidence to change it.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it's a touchdown. It decided the game. I mean, that's a huge part of the game.
Because the options are call stands or call confirmed.
Yep, or call reverse. Yep,
right, so the call stands means they didn't have anything. Oh my god.
Another pick? This is crazy. But that's what I'm saying. Dude.
So call confirmed means they were able to see it.
Yep.
And
make the decision.
The decision that they had made was correct. Call stands means whatever they chose before. That's not a good. I mean, you're okay. So the Bears just had another pick, and they started doing the skull.
One guy did the skull chant because he knows
that's dangerous because it's only 3-0 at this point. So
yeah, and also this should have been caught. But
anyways, so call stands means
whatever
they called. They didn't necessarily have anything to say, yes, that was the right call.
Yep.
However, they didn't have anything to say that's the wrong call, so they just had to leave as it was. Yeah. So that's
especially on touchdowns. I feel like there has to be a way where no matter what was called on the field, you have to have confirmation. It's like that is a touchdown,
and if it's
or a turnover,
then it's not a touchdown.
Yeah, If you don't have evidence to show that it's actually a touchdown or a turnover or a reversal, then it's just incomplete. Next play.
Yeah, but that's
so ref discretionary though.
But that's the whole point of having the referees in the game.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. When it decides a big game, at some point, it's like we got to have some kind of confirmation where, like, hey, people are watching this. This is for sure a catch, not call stands. Sorry, call stands is annoying.
Well,
confirm it. Confirm the ball. Confirm the catch. Confirm the touchdown, especially on a big play.
Yeah, but the issue is literally a defender is standing in the perfect spot. Oh, it's blocking the only camera view that has the view of.
Yeah, I get that. I get a little bit of it, but I also get a part where it's like at this point in time with technology, they have cameras in so many angles that there's always a good camera shot.
No, not all the angles, and I will say there was a few times, and this is NFL, so it's a little different. However, the sky cam, they will literally show the sky cam to when a rushing touchdown happens.
Yeah.
However, the sky cam never gets above
no, it's always at an angle.
The end zone line.
Yeah,
it's always behind, so it's at an angle. And it's like, oh, that looks like a touchdown. It's like, no, it's literally 5 yards back, so it's at an angle. Everything is looking like a touchdown.
I've also said this from day one. I'll tell everyone again. They need to put something in these footballs and something on the goal lines that, like, hey, guess what? When it crosses the goal line, you guys get a buzz or somebody gets a buzz, touchdown. It's so easy. The thing that pisses me off the most is even on these tush pushes that work more often than they don't, even on sneaks, they wait to see and they're like, oh, where'd the quarterback end up? Well, the quarterback can sneak forward or else he gets pushed back, dog. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, it's so confusing, and I'm like, why not just have technology like a VAR where it's like, hey, that's confirmed.
Right.
Come on, NFL.
Come on, man.
But last thing, college football. Let's talk college football playoff because this is where it comes down to it.
Yeah. Flashback to 2 weeks ago when we were literally talking about this. The
scenarios.
Before everybody else was. Shout out.
Yeah, that was pretty good by us.
All right, so we got the scenarios. And it's literally coming to fruition exactly how
we talked about.
So, what is it? Do you have is Georgia one or is Michigan one?
Let's see what this. I think it comes out technically tonight, but Georgia's number. Yeah, it's Tuesday because we usually do it when we go live.
Yeah.
Alright, but technically Georgia is number one right now.
Okay, so do you think they're gonna stay one, or do you think Michigan will go one after they beat Ohio State?
Oh, I do think Michigan could have a good argument.
I think they'll put Michigan number 1.
I think they will too.
All right, so we have Michigan number 1. Then we'll have Georgia number 2, most likely.
I mean, really, they're the same. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Those are the top 2 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have 2 more undefeated teams. You have Washington and Florida State.
Yep.
Do you think those are 3 and 4?
I think Washington will be 3.
Yep. I think Florida State will be 4.
Who's the other team that potentially could be 4?
Everybody else has at least 1 loss. It's Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, and Alabama all have 1 loss.
Wait, this says week 14. Florida State is 4. They've already moved Ohio State to 6.
Yeah, but they released the college football playoff rankings on Tuesdays.
Yeah. So I'll say this. I do think Florida State moves to 4.
Really?
Yep. And I think Oregon moves to 5. Obviously, you have Oregon playing Washington. I get that the quarterback is gone for Florida State, so that hurts their causes. It hurts their cause. But they're still undefeated. I mean, at some point, it's like...
They did play a Florida team that literally has 5 wins and is not even bowl eligible. They're not.
And their starting quarterback also was hurt. Graham Mertz was hurt.
And it was close.
Yeah, it was 9 points. But I'm just saying, all these games. I mean, Georgia Tech played Georgia very close. They only lost by 8.
Yeah, but it's different when you're the number 1 team and you are still winning and you have your main guys intact.
Yep, 100%. I think it hurts their cause going to the final playoff if they can beat Louisville.
Yeah, so
I think it's...
All right, so we're looking ahead to this weekend. You have Florida State playing Louisville in the ACC championship game. You have Washington playing Oregon in the Pac-12 championship game.
Yep.
You have Alabama playing Georgia in the SEC championship game. Michigan's playing Iowa. That doesn't matter. And then you have Texas playing... Who do they play in the Big 12?
Oklahoma State.
They play Oklahoma State.
Yep.
Okay. So, the scenarios come in where I think we can all say that Michigan's in. They're the one team that is for sure in right now.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So... Then you have 3 other spots.
So you said, wait, okay, keep going.
Right?
Yep.
You have 3 other spots
Okay.
last year for only 4 teams. You have Georgia playing Alabama. Okay. If Georgia wins, they're in, obviously.
Correct.
But it gets spicy.
Very spicy.
If Alabama wins. So let's just throw a couple scenarios out.
Okay.
All right, so you have Michigan in. You have Alabama beats Georgia. Oregon beats Washington. Florida State beats Louisville.
Okay.
Texas wins because they're playing
Texas wins.
Oklahoma State.
Okay.
Who's in? So in this scenario, you would have Georgia at 12-1.
Okay.
Michigan at 13-0.
Yep.
So they're in.
So Michigan's in. We can confirm that.
Yep.
Okay.
Washington is 12-1.
Losing to Oregon.
Yep.
Okay.
Florida State is 13-0.
Okay.
And Oregon is 12-1. Ohio State's 11-1. Texas is 12-1. Alabama is 12-1.
Okay, so I'm saying that you have Michigan in, you have Oregon in, you have Georgia in, and you have Texas in. Those are my 4. If that scenario happens,
so you would.
Oh, I would actually.
You would leave out Alabama.
I would leave out Alabama,
who just won the SEC championship.
Correct.
And beat Georgia.
Correct.
In the last game of the year.
Correct. And I'm also leaving out Florida State, which sucks even if they're undefeated. I just don't know how. I think it's hard because it's hard because they're undefeated, but I think every single person can agree that if they go up against any of those other teams, they're going to be trampled. So, and I'm saying trampled is a nice thing.
So
Florida State's not in.
So there's 2 total undefeated teams in the whole country.
Yep.
And that would be Michigan and Florida State in this scenario. And you would kick Florida State out of the college football playoff.
And put Oregon
being one of the only 2 undefeated teams.
Yep.
Because they don't have their quarterback, even though they're undefeated. And they've played Florida and Louisville, who's ranked.
They played one
in the teens.
They beat LSU early on the first game of the year
yeah.
with their quarterback.
They beat Clemson too.
With their quarterback.
Yeah. Yep, it's a different story.
I'm just not giving them as much love. I just
Okay.
don't like them. I think, like I said, I feel bad for going up against Michigan first game and losing 42-7.
You've changed your tone since we talked last about it.
Who did I say? Florida State. I mean,
You
there's
said-
an argument.
You said there's no way that Florida State's out if they're undefeated.
Oh, I'm definitely changing my tone now. 100%. Without that quarterback, I would take those other
I thought
teams
we
over.
talked after the quarterback got hurt.
No, it was actually the week of the quarterback getting hurt.
Okay, gotcha.
It was week 14.
Because we're so far ahead of it.
Yeah, I actually think the quarterback got hurt, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so it was actually probably that week.
That week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be really.
Are you putting
interesting.
Florida State in yours? If they go undefeated?
It depends on what else happens. So like,
No, that current scenario.
that scenario, I would put Florida State in.
Okay.
Because there's no way that if you're one of 2 undefeated teams in the whole country, you should be out of the college football playoff, especially playing in a major conference.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that is the part that like you can't
Deny.
overlook.
100%.
Even
and
if,
they have a good win against LSU.
even if you might think that the other teams are better, you have to reward a team going undefeated in a major conference in one of the biggest 4 conferences, and they went undefeated in their regular season. They didn't have a slouch of a non-conference schedule, and they still won their conference championship.
Yeah.
Like, there's something to say.
So
about that.
who's your
So in that scenario, I would have Michigan be 1. I would have Florida State be 2. I would have Oregon be 3. And I would have wait a minute. No, so I would have Michigan 1, Florida State 2 as the 2 undefeated teams. And then I would have Alabama at 3. And I would have Oregon at 4. Ugh.
So you're.
I think
taking out-
Oregon and-
So you're still saying. So what you're saying is if Georgia still.
I
has
think
to
Oregon
win.
and Georgia are so
Oh
close.
my god, dude, that should have been 30 picks.
Oregon and Georgia are so close. If that
I just don't know.
happens.
I just don't know how you. I mean,
But
there's an
that-
argument for. We could make an argument literally for every team.
Yeah, the issue is if you put Georgia, so it's Michigan, Florida State, Alabama, and Georgia. Literally, you're keeping out 2 conference champions that have 1 loss, and you're basically saying, well, it doesn't really matter if you're not in the SEC, then too bad.
Yeah.
Basically,
But like we've known in the past, they love the SEC.
they do, and it's consistently the best conference. But
Yeah.
I mean, you have to reward the teams that are winning their conference championships, having a very solid regular season. I mean, you just have to.
Yeah.
And granted, going forward, it'll even itself out, with the expanded playoff. But like,
Yeah.
at where the current state is with only 4 teams, you have to reward the teams that are playing in major conferences and consistently perform the entire year, including the end of the year.
Okay. Yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. I mean,
I don't know.
it is crazy to think. I mean, this year is the one year that proves that expansion is necessary.
Yeah.
It really does. So.
Yeah, I think the most likely scenario is some teams that was probably the most outrageous scenario.
Yeah, but that could easily happen.
It could easily happen, but I mean it'll be way easier if Georgia wins. Then Alabama's out for sure. It'll be Georgia, Michigan, and then the winner of Washington, Oregon, and then if Florida State wins, they're in. If they lose, then Texas is in. Like that's the.
So you think
that's
there's no
drive
scenario where Ohio State could sneak in above like a Texas?
I mean, the current scenario, Ohio State's technically in most people's rankings ahead of Texas, but the issue is if Texas wins the Big 12 championship, then they've done all they needed to do. Right. I think it will help them for sure if Georgia beats Alabama, but it's a close game. Okay. Because then they'll say, oh, Texas beat Alabama at Alabama, and they won their Big 12. They've won basically the rest of their schedule, and they deserve to be number 4. Because then, I mean, it would be potentially Washington, Georgia, and Michigan, Texas.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's pretty close.
Plus, they love Texas because it's a big name school.
100%. That's all it's about.
There you go.
There it is. Starts Friday.
That's all I got for college football.
Yeah,
that was a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different. You could play on these scenarios.
But honestly, this is like the most exciting college football time because you have bowl games coming.
Yeah.
Most teams are done with the regular season, and all you have left is the conference championships, and then the who's in the playoffs and who's in just the regular bowls.
Yep.
So like the next 2 to 3 weeks is the biggest time for college football, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I think bowl games start in what? 2 weeks? The 15th or the 16th, I think. I think they start the 16th.
So that would be probably 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, after this week, 2 weeks. Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
So, there it is.
All right, cool. Let's go to NFL now.
Yeah, we could talk NFL. I mean, holy moly, there he goes. We could talk NFL because, I mean, here's the thing. I don't see... Do you see a scenario where the Bills make the playoffs? If the Bills make the playoffs, is McDermott still the coach next year?
Yeah.
That's my question. Okay. So no matter how they do, if they get bounced first round, it's still like, all right, you're good. You just got to make the playoffs. Obviously, if they don't make the playoffs, that's a huge...
I think right now, or the current scenario that they're at,
Yeah.
I think if they make the playoffs, then I think he gets one more year.
One more, okay.
Yeah, if they lose first round.
I mean, if we're being honest, too, they've had a lot of injuries defensively in there. So, but that's happened.
Yeah, the Bills, they lost to the Eagles and probably, I mean, is there a game that comes to mind that was better or more exciting to watch than that Eagles-Bills game so far this year?
This year, I would say that Eagles-Bills game was comparable to when the Chiefs played the Bills in the playoffs.
Yeah, that was an awesome game.
That completely changed the whole way of the NFL playoffs. So I think it was crazy. I mean, the game started out, it was horrible. It was horrible. Like both teams couldn't throw. The weather was awful, and then all of a sudden it was like, this is an instant classic.
Yeah.
And I will say this: if we're talking Bills Eagles, my hatred for the Eagles has just continued to grow. Not because their fan base sucks.
Continued.
Their coach is the most annoying coach to watch in the sense that he complains about every call. They're literally at one point in the game they had 10 penalties on the Bills and 1 penalty on the Eagles. There's no way that's happening. There's no way.
And he was still complaining.
He was still complaining. There's no way. I mean, it doesn't even make sense. Like, I get there's other, but like, come on. I will say this. I do think the Bills have a lot to work on. A lot to work on. The bye, great time for them. But
yeah, it's perfect time.
So, do you think there's any other coaches on the hot seat right now? Besides those two we just named?
I'm sure there are.
Do you think LaFleur is on the hot seat?
I think Saul is on the hot seat.
Think so?
For the Jets? Yeah. I mean, the Patriots is an interesting scenario because he's been there for so long. But, I mean, they stink.
Yeah. I would say Titans. I think Vrabel's very much on the hot seat. I think they need a revamp. They need Derrick Henry to get out. They need to start playing. They got a young quarterback. Build around him. Derrick Henry is in today's game not a running back. Not a good running back you want.
No, I think Derrick Henry, we talked earlier about scapegoats, right? Somebody has to take the blame for poor performance, and I could see for the Titans that being Derrick Henry more than Vrabel.
Okay. So maybe get rid of Derrick Henry, let Vrabel have.
I think Derrick Henry will be out.
Oh, I think he'll for sure be out after this year.
But I think they'll keep Vrabel.
Okay.
It's the same scenario. You have a rookie quarterback. You have to match up the expectations with what the reality of the team roster is. You know? And
so that's why you think Salah's and then on the hot seat?
I do think he is.
I mean, they're I hate to say this because I think I'm going to throw up. Their Hall of Fame quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, literally was their guy. This season would not be the same if Aaron Rodgers was playing. He gets hurt. Their defense is still probably top 5 in the NFL.
Yeah,
your offense is ass.
No, I know it would be a completely different scenario. However, that happened literally the first play of the year.
Yeah, but what are you supposed to do?
We are in week 12.
Yeah, but what are you supposed to do? That's the first week. That makes it even harder.
Figure something out. You've had 11 full weeks to come up with some scenario that's better. Yeah. I mean, you could probably grab a guy off the street and they could play quarterback better than what they've had. Like you need,
I don't understand the fact
of going somebody to move the ball. Their offense has been so bad. When you go 40 possessions in a row and don't score a touchdown in the NFL, that's pretty bad.
100%. But I also think
that's worse than pretty bad.
Yeah, I just think there's. I mean, if Robert Saleh is on that hot, I mean, Bill Belichick has to go. Has to go. If you want to do it at the end of the year, out of respect, sure, he has to go. You're 2-9. Mac Jones done needs to go too. I mean, their point differential is minus 100
for the Patriots. Yeah.
What about Bengals?
No.
You don't think he's on the hot seat or anything?
No.
Okay.
No, because
I mean they were playing bad even with Burrow, but he was hurt. I get it, and you also just paid him a lot of money, so
yeah,
sure. But
no, I don't think he's on the hot seat. I think Ron Rivera probably is, but I don't think that they want to. I think that it'll likely happen because it's like the owner came in, gave him a year, and then now it's like, okay, let's make some moves and change things up. Okay. So I think that one's very likely. After that,
I just think Staley has to go, right? Has to.
Yeah.
I mean, he just has
sorry.
to.
We moved to the NFC.
No, but I was just saying, just in general, like, I think he just has to go. I think you just need a change.
Staley,
how is he, and we talked about this in brief, how is he the defensive coordinator? And they're literally the 30 to 32nd ranked defense on the
that's the issue.
How, dude, give up the duties.
I never realized that, he's been there for how many years? 3, 4?
Yeah, I think 3 or 4,
yeah. And for somehow, at the end of the year, he always wins 3 to 4 to 5 games and kind of keeps his job.
Yeah.
But
sure will be different.
Until, I think probably 2 years, I think it was probably last year, was the first time that I realized that he was the defensive coordinator. I always thought that he was the offensive coordinator.
I always thought he was an offensive guy.
Yeah.
But now they have Kellen Moore.
And then all of a sudden, he's the defensive guy, and it's like, wait a minute, your defense has never been good.
And what's crazy about it is every single time a reporter or someone brings up the defensive question, he gets super pissed and super like no, I'm calling the plays. It's like, dude, that's your defense. And what's crazy is when you look at their players on defense, like you have a Bosa brother, decent. Khalil Mack.
He always gets hurt.
Yeah, but healthy. You have Derwin James.
He's out there.
Actually, I know, but when it was healthy, I'm saying. You have Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
You have Eric Kendricks now. You have Asante Samuel Jr. Like, you have Derwin James. I said that, yeah. You have these good players.
Yeah.
And your defense is dead last?
Yeah.
People want to play your defense?
It's really bad.
So
bad. Yeah, it's really bad.
I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, it's coming down to it. Obviously, a lot next week. A few teams on bye, but I just don't know how these people continue to have jobs. You're not performing.
Yeah, you never want to just say, hey, this guy should be fired, because
it sucks. It's a person.
It's a job.
Yeah, it's a human being.
However, when you are a head coach in high level athletics, we'll say Division I sports and professional sports, there are levels of expectation that come with being that position. So it just kind of comes with the territory.
We do it as a business. If we're being 100% honest with each other, it might sound terrible. This is a business.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you get paid a lot of money. It's like, I think what is crazy, and like you said, going back to your first thing, like the scapegoat. Some of these quarterbacks aren't performing the way they should, but you're not going to get rid of your quarterback. You're going to get rid of the coach. You just gave Justin Herbert a lot of money. You're going to keep Justin Herbert and build around him.
Justin Herbert's going to stick around.
That's what I'm saying. Even if he's bad, even whatever. But I just think sometimes it's hard. But like I said, at some point, You know what business you're getting yourself into. This is a business.
You want to know what stat I saw the other day that I was shocked at?
What's that?
Doesn't it feel like this year there have been so many random ass quarterbacks that have been playing?
I think it's 52. I think I saw a tweet that said
it was 50.
Oh, 50.
Going into this week.
Yeah.
Yep. Last year at this same exact time, it was 53. So last year there were more quarterbacks that played in an NFL game than this year. Even though this year literally feels like the most random guys are playing quarterback every single week.
Yeah, it does feel like a lot of teams are changing up. I mean, I will say last year, I think I saw a tweet too. Last year, it was there was a time where it was like there wasn't as many injuries. They just got benched or they got whatever. Like this year, it seems like a lot of the starters are getting
Everybody's getting injured.
And I think it's one of those things like there's a lot of teams who have already gone through 2 or 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And the hard part is
the same teams are going through
like the Browns, you look at it, they've gone through 3 or 4.
Oh my god.
You look I mean, it's hard because it's just like one of those things where their starter gets hurt, you play your second guy, and then you're like, damn, we have a rookie. Should we check him out? Sure, let's check out the rookie for a game. He sucks. Okay, let's go back to that guy. I mean, you look at it, it's like Zach Wilson gets benched. The guy they bring in has more interceptions career than touchdowns.
But they're keeping him. They're keeping him going.
Yeah. You're preparing to lose. But yeah, I did see that tweet. I didn't notice it as much until like I didn't think last year there was as many, but now that you say it, it's kind of like okay, probably these teams had a lot of quarterbacks at some point. Yeah. And I also don't know if it includes final game of the year, just chucking someone out there. I would assume it includes every game.
Yeah, but it was 53
at this point.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So there it is.
Gross. All right, we can be. Let's move to Smash Don't Pass.
Yeah, Smash Don't Pass works for me.
All right, who's your quarterback?
My quarterback is Brock Purdy.
Wait a minute. So we're at what?
I'm at 0-1 and then 1. I'm
from
push
last week.
Njoku literally got the exact projection.
And I'm 1-1.
1-1.
Going into Monday night, we both picked the Monday night quarterback.
And my quarterback right now probably has negative.
Definitely not great.
It's not great.
Mine's got to be doing okay.
Yeah, he's a few rush yards. I mean, he's probably still below projections. I think he could.
Yeah, it's almost.
Dude, it's 3-0.
Yeah. All right, so this last week not looking good. Okay, who's your quarterback?
My quarterback, Brock Purdy, like I said, 18.8. They're playing against Philadelphia in Philly. Mm-hmm. They're actually favorites. It's kind of crazy. Philadelphia's defense against the run, pretty good. Against the pass, not great. Josh Allen last game.
In the
40
rain.
points in the rain. Mm-hmm. So let's hope the weather holds up. Brock Purdy, I think, will smash that. Justin Fields right now has 7.1 live.
So he needs 10.
Yep.
All right. Next week, I'm going Sam Howell. Projected 16.5. Literally has not hit this number only 3 times the entire year.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure their bye week is week 14, so they haven't even had their bye. So in 12 total games, he's hit it in every single game except 3. So I like his chances. They play Miami. They're going to have to keep up, score some points. Although Miami's defense has been playing better, I think that, just the game script, they're going to have to score. And they played Dallas last week. They had to keep up. He scored over 17. I think he's got at least 16 and a half.
Yeah. My running back, Isaiah Pacheco, they're playing at Green Bay. He's only projected 13.8. I mean, there's really nothing else. I think he'll score at least once. So,
he scored twice last week.
I know, and they love him, and he's a smash-mouth runner, and I don't think the Packers' defense is anything to rave home about.
He's smashed the ground under his feet.
Yeah, he's probably the hardest runner in America that's ever seen.
He looks like it, at least.
I mean, dude, those feet are chopping.
Running back, I'm going Bijan Robinson, 15.3.
They're using him again.
He finally started to cook a little bit last week.
Yeah.
And once you get that guy going, let him cook a little bit here. So,
okay, let him cook.
We'll get him going up above 15.3.
He plays the Jets, right?
Yeah.
That's a good defense.
That's gonna be one of the worst games ever in the history of the NFL. However, if it's 15.3,
he's got to catch a few. My pass catcher, Cooper Kupp, dealing with a little bit of an injury. Craziness. I know he's been struggling. Projected 13.1.
That is low.
I don't think I've ever seen him projected less than like 18 or 19. Obviously, injuries do play a factor, but like it's Cooper Kupp. Like if he can stay a little bit healthy, which I know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, it's like, dude, he's got to be able to get 13 points if they want to move the ball. They play the Browns, good defense.
Yeah.
At home, though, Matthew Stafford's starting to sling it a little bit. Watch out, they're 5-6.
Only to the running back.
And Tyler Higbee.
Yeah. All right, my wide receiver is Brandon Ayuk. Is projected 15.5 in the same realm as Dave's pick with Brock Purdy. I think they play the Eagles. It's going to be a big time game, and I mean you can give it to McCaffrey 7 out of 10 plays, but at some point you're going to have to open up the defense. And like Dave said, the Eagles defense not as good against the pass, much better against the rush. So how do you attack them? With some over-the-top passes to Ayuk.
Yeah. And if anybody cares, this app says that it's about to be 48 and sunny on Sunday.
Amazing.
You'll love it. 325.
That's perfect.
So, should be a good game.
You got a dog of the week?
Of course I got a dog of the week. And last week, Giants. People laughed at me.
Yeah.
Giants.
Mine was not close. I don't know what I was thinking.
Who'd you have?
I had the Chargers.
Well, it was a close game. They never really played great. But Giants, Tommy DeVito. Watch out, folks. Except that was the crappiest game. Yeah, what are we talking about? Mine? My dog of the week. I'm going with the Colts playing at Tennessee. I think they're 2.5. They are. They're 2.5 or 3-point favorites.
Really?
Oh, no, never mind. I'm going with the Titans, against the Colts.
You're going with the Titans?
2.5-point favorites.
You said Vrabel was on the hot seat.
Yeah, he's got to win. So that should make them motivated.
Oh, man.
Let's see.
Oof.
I think the Colts are not good. I don't know why. They keep winning, but I've said this too about the Steelers. I don't think the Colts are good.
They play really fast. They have a pretty good offense.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's kind of back. Good to see.
Yeah.
Kind of. Do you have one?
Yeah, dude. I have the Packers. Sunday night. Playing against the Chiefs. They're 6.5-point dogs. But they're starting to go a little bit.
Gone for one game, my man.
What do you mean?
They're terrible.
No, they're not.
What are you talking about? They've gone for 2 games. Sure, they played the shitty Chargers. They lost to the Steelers.
They've won 3 out of their last 4.
I don't know.
They're playing the Chiefs.
We'll see.
Prime time.
You think Aaron Jones is back?
I don't know, maybe.
They don't know how to use him anyway, so
they just beat the Lions without him.
That was a good game. Yeah, he actually looked good. They did a deep ball to Christian Watson.
I know, finally.
First play.
Time. But, I think the Chiefs are in a weird situation. Their offense just seems a little off. So,
oh, man, might be a breakout game. Rashee Rice last game might be back.
No, he's not back. You got the Packers at Lambeau on Sunday night.
Yeah.
It helps that it's outside.
And it's going to be cold.
35.
But I'm just saying it's going to be cold. It's nighttime. It's cold.
Yeah.
Chiefs obviously had another cold game against Denver, and Patrick Mahomes put up like a 3-burger in fantasy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
we'll see.
I think they could do it. Let's be honest. Dogs of the week, as I was looking through these.
No, there's a tough week this week for dogs.
Not a lot of teams where I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to pick them. So, I think the Packers have a chance at it. Would I just put the house on it? No. But I think they got a chance at it.
Gamble responsibly, Chris.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, there's really not a lot of teams. Maybe the Jets? Yeah.
No. They have to score.
Bronco Nation? Potentially.
Yeah, potentially.
All right. Let's get on to it. Let's get on to everyone's favorite part.
All right, we're moving on to
we gotta go quick because we gotta call somebody too. So.
All right, so we've done. We did Red last week. We did Fearless the week before. We are on to Speak Now. TV. Taylor's version.
Oh, okay.
Come on now. And we're going with our picks.
Yeah.
Tails. That's a Tails.
This is a Tails. Ooh, watch out. Is that Tails?
Yeah.
I think that's one of those fancy coins.
Yep. All right. I'm going to go with...
Going first or second?
I'll go first.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to go with...
For the record, I actually have heard a decent amount of these songs.
Yeah,
This is a more popular album.
It came out
I think on the radio.
recently.
Yeah. The other ones were old.
Yeah. I'm going to go When Emma Falls in Love.
What?
That's the Vault song, baby.
Okay, you can have that one. That's not even on my list.
Love it.
I'm gonna go with Mine,
All right.
and I'm gonna go with Back to December. Come on, Chris, get in the mood, baby.
That was like my 8th one, so I'm good.
You didn't have Mine?
No.
It's just the number 1 stream song on the whole album, but that's okay. No worries, guys.
Mediocre.
Guys, keep going. No worries.
Mediocre. I'm gonna do Sparks Fly.
Okay.
Obvious.
Decent.
That's an obvious choice.
That's a decent choice.
Come on.
I mean, he's trying to petition for these choices. You picked the worst song first pick. Keep going.
What are you talking about?
Keep going.
That's a vault song, baby.
Keep going. Who cares?
My 3rd song is gonna be Long Live.
I don't have that one. That's okay.
Bad call by you.
My 3rd pick I'm gonna go with is Mean.
Okay. I did have that one on mine.
Oh boy. If I take the and my last song is Enchanted.
Ooh, interesting.
I wanted to be like, should I take the album? Are you gonna take Speak Now?
No.
This is the first time?
This is the first time, and it's there for the taking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. Do I go new or do I go old? I already got one new. I'm gonna do Old Hours.
Okay.
That's my 4th.
All right.
So wait. So
Mine was.
What are yours? Yeah.
Enchanted. Well, Mine.
In order. Get them in order.
Mine.
Okay.
Back to December.
Yep.
Mean. Enchanted.
Okay. I got When Emma Falls in Love, Sparks Fly, Long Live, Hours. I will say, let me just put a caveat to this. I do kind of prefer the original Sparks Fly versus the
new one.
TV version.
Yeah. Isn't the TV like more like a...
That's okay.
Not like a disco theme, but like a theme. But all right, we're gonna call our friend. You want to give him a little shout, or do you want to just call him?
Yeah, Andrew Paul's a pretty big Taylor Swift fan.
So we'll see what he has.
Toss that in the front of it. It's coming out of the bottom.
Paul, I literally texted you, told you we were gonna call you. He's probably sweating bets right now, huh?
He's probably nervous that he's nervous for his
Your call has been.
I already texted him.
It's a good thing that we can delete this part.
8:40 on a Monday night. Halftime. Think he's in bed?
No.
Whoa. Colin Kelly. You're gonna have to do it. This is bad. I literally can show you messages where I literally texted him that I said, hey, I'll call you.
The other part, the funny part is when we were calling Abby, we called Matt, and when we were calling Andrew, we called Kelly.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, are you by Andrew by chance?
I am.
Did you
Am
just?
I live on the pod?
Yeah. Did you just want to ignore my 2 calls? I told him I was gonna call
Here he is. We're literally just moving downstairs.
him. Paul. All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a bad luck. But all right, Speak Now, Taylor Swift version, or what did you say? The TV Taylor version.
Yeah.
We would love to hear your top 4. We've already given
Fave
ours,
four.
Fave 4, so we'll see what we have.
All right, I love it. First, I'm honored. I'd like to say thank you for having me on as a resident Swiftie.
You bet on the pod in earlier
As a
seasons.
resident Swiftie,
All right.
it's my new moniker. Sure, I'll blast through these. I'll give a couple honorable mentions, though. Can I do that first?
Or do you want to do it first or yeah? Do you have like your list?
I'm sure he does.
Okay, go with your honorable mentions. That's fine.
My 2 honorable mentions that are just bangers and classics are Last Kiss
Okay.
and Hours.
Okay.
I did have that one. Just saying.
Yeah, two just great songs.
Okay.
Coming in at number 4 on my list would be actually one of the Vault songs.
Okay.
It's when Emma Falls in Love.
Yeah.
That was Nairn's number 1. That was Nairn's number 1.
First rounder.
It's just such a good song. It's slept on.
Yeah, it is.
It's wild.
I completely agree.
Shout out to
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That is very high.
Number 3 for me is the title track,
Huh.
Mine.
Interesting. Thanks, buddy. My number 1. Keep
It's
going.
a great song.
Thank
It's
you.
a great song.
Thank you.
I already know that I
Number
have
2,
one of his
Back
top
to
2.
December. It's just a slow ballad banger.
Okay. Naomi, who had that one?
You did.
So you're 2. Okay.
Okay.
Last one.
It's fantastic. And then I can't believe I'm actually kind of a little shocked, a little hurt that both of you didn't have this as their number 1 because there's clearly one song that's head and shoulders above the rest.
Nairm is very
What's that
confident.
one?
Nairm is very
What's
confident
that
he
one?
has this one.
There's not a doubt in my mind or any
Come on.
Swifties mind that Enchanted is
Oh.
not the number 1 song on this album.
Dude.
That's actually crazy. So Nairm's been very confident the last 2 weeks. He went 0 for 5 in beer, and you just went 3 of 4 on my list. That's crazy. 1, 2, and 3. That's crazy. From a resident Swiftie to a now becoming a Swiftie, I applaud you. I applaud you.
Yeah.
And congratulations to you. Right?
Yeah, thank you.
You're waking
Yeah,
up, you're
good
doing
job.
your research, you're putting in the film study.
Yep.
I mean, and that's what it shows the growth.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. That's all about growth, you know?
Absolutely.
Where would you put Long Live at number 3 honorable mention?
Ooh, that's a no. That's a no.
No. I don't.
All right, never mind. All right,
We don't have- yeah.
thank you.
What about Mean? What about Mean? Is that anywhere in the top 40?
I think Mean's fine, but it's not like
Yeah, that's
it's
fair.
kind of flashy on it. You know, it's
Yeah, not good.
It's book cover stuff. It's
Okay.
not like real stuff.
Well, yeah. That was showing my growth. That was my number 4, so that's fair. All right. Well,
All right, thank you.
applaud you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yep. See ya.
Yep. Bye.
I mean, Chris.
All right, well,
Chris.
not
Chris.
the best
Chris.
show. We'll see.
This is 2 weeks in a row you've been you were going like this. You were doing the
I know.
Patrick Mahomes.
I know.
You were very confident. You were like, come on, call him the play.
I did think that he had me, but
And didn't have you.
it
That's
is what
okay.
it is.
There it is.
All right.
Shout
well,
out Andrew Paul. Thanks,
let us
buddy.
know if Andrew wasn't on the right track,
Yeah, or let us know if he was. So,
and or David, because they basically had the same top 4.
there it is.
But all right, episode 16.
Book
See
it.
y'all later.
Peace.